According to the experts, economists, forecasters, and a lot of folks on Wall Street, the United States is definitely headed for a recession. If you ask me, we're already in a recession. I mean, considering the fact that every single metric that needs to be present in order to show that we're in a recession is showing we're in a recession, other than GDP, which only comes from the administration, I think it's a safe bet that we are already in a recession. They're just lying to us about GDP because GDP can't be growing when everything that makes up GDP is shrinking. So the math ain't mathing on that. But we had a viewer question from viewer Sunnerite, who asked this. I see everyone comparing the current economy to that of 2008. Am I the only one who sees more similarities to now in the Roaring '20s? Do you think we are heading towards a new Great Depression? Now, obviously, I was not alive in the '20s. So other than what I've read, I can't exactly tell you that things feel like they did in the '20s, but I can tell you they damn sure do feel like they did in 2006 and 2007. The Great Recession hit in 2008, but everything leading up to that, it feels the same. And honestly, if you do look back, at the history of the Great Depression, there are also a lot of similarities, particularly with regards to the tariffs. Republicans thought the tariffs could pull us out of the Great Depression, and instead they plunged us even further. Donald Trump thought that tariffs could, of course, make the economy rebound in ways we've never seen, and they have exacerbated all of our problems. But with regards to what happened in 2006 to 2008, housing market crisis, right? That was one of the big things. Except it was a different kind of housing market crisis. At that time, it was because people, they tried to blame citizens. We're buying these so-called McMansions. They're buying homes they can't afford, and then they're defaulting on it. Well, why were they defaulting on it? Because the banks took advantage of people. They gave them these adjustable rate mortgages. So for the first couple years, hey, this isn't that bad. And then they jacked up the interest rates on them unexpectedly, and they got screwed. Also, we were losing jobs. So that's not the fault of these people when their company lays everybody off. They no longer could afford the home that just 2 months ago they were having no problem paying the bills. Now suddenly they do. And of course, when people don't have jobs, not only do they not pay their bills, they also aren't able to spend money and help keep the economy running. Because of that, everything else slows down as well. There is this ripple effect through the entire economy, and that's where we're at right now. There were more than 1.1 million layoffs last year. Layoffs are when you take an existing job, usually referring to groups and groups of jobs, and a company says, we're having to slash this entire department. It's not the same as, okay, we're, firing 2 or 3 people. Those numbers are not counted in the official layoff numbers. Not to mention, we had hundreds of thousands of government employees in the public sector, also lose their jobs. So we lost hundreds of thousands into the millions of jobs last year alone in Trump's first term. That's a couple million people that no longer have money to pay their mortgages. In a job market that was already sluggish because corporations are looking towards automation and AI and not towards human workers. In fact, and I talked about this in a segment last week, we actually have, these industry insiders and economists predicting a massive layoff because of this AI arms race, they're calling it. And that is going to trigger widespread depression because all these companies are looking to replace their human workers with AI in order to save money. But then, since workers no longer have jobs and they don't have money, they can't utilize those same companies and buy their products and services because they have no money. So therefore, the switch to AI will actually drive a lot of these companies out of business altogether. And they're too dumb, of course, and short-sighted to realize that this is happening. So I do think the comparisons to 2006, 2007, and 2008 are very apt. The circumstances might be slightly different, but in the end, the results are going to be the same. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.